warm welcome to your 2018 forecast for the whole year. There are many important events happening this year, not the least of which is that Uranus is coming into your sign in May, but more about that a little later. Just to let you know the important dates I will be publishing at the end of this video. So don't worry about necessarily keeping notes of them as I go along. So one of the big things that happened at the end of last year was that Saturn went into its rulership sign of Capricorn, joining Pluto here in your 9th house, Taurus. And Saturn, for the most part, is going to be there for the next 3 years. So Saturn in your 9th, well, there's a lot of things it can point to, potentialities. The first thing to say is it's an opportunity to deepen your spiritual path, to make it more practical, to make it more real. So maybe you've been longing for time out, time to just be. And maybe you're going to create a way, a structure in your life in order to be able to do that. Maybe you're going to be traveling, especially for work or for business. Saturn can often give you work business opportunities. But usually there's a really deep and serious and important meaning for travel. Now, travel can be physical travel for you. So it could be that you're traveling, moving around, even moving home. And that could be a definite possibility, shall we say, as I move through the eclipses that are coming up this year. And also an opportunity to travel in your mind, to widen your perspective, to open your soul. You're going to do a lot of soul searching. And at the same time, you're going to want some practicalities from the soul searching. There's a huge awakening taking place on the planet right now. Huge polarities. And don't be surprised if you really feel that more than ever. And you want to find your place in that awakening. To find where you can bring meaning into this whole massive shift that's happening. And I think for Taurians it's going to be especially a big shift. Taurus and Scorpio, especially all the fixed signs really this year, are going to really be under the spotlight. Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius and Leo are going to be the signs that we're going to have to examine in more detail. So I'll go into a little more of that as I come through the aspects. So January the 31st, we've got a lunar eclipse happening in Leo, happening in your 4th house of home, of family. Now a lunar eclipse can often trigger a restlessness, a sense that something needs to change fundamentally, deeply, because this is the bottom of the chart, this is your family, where you come from, your roots. Maybe you're looking for roots, maybe you're looking for new roots. Maybe it's an opportunity to accept that your roots are going to be different from now on. There's a big shift, there's a big change to happen. And then we've got the solar eclipse on February the 15th, happening up here in your 10th house. So the triggers for the eclipses for the most part this year, January, February, July, August, are in your 4th and 10th houses. So Taurus, you're going to be looking for home, for security, for family, for your tribe, and finding them because you're seeking. This is a real seeking aspect with the Saturn Pluto in the 9th. So keep seeking. Seek and ye shall find. Don't give up. Don't lose faith. And you may need to move. There may be a physical move involved in all of this, or certainly quite a big change in your surroundings. I made some big changes. I have Moon in Taurus. I don't work sitting at a desk anymore, in the sense I don't sit on a chair anymore. I do everything on the floor. Everything grounded, everything on the earth. I've just been guided to do that. I sleep on the floor now. I don't sleep on a high-up bed, I sleep on just a very little thin piece of latex. And that really serves me well. So it's about the grounding is going to be very important. And then the solar eclipse awakening you now to your career path. It can be some good news about your career. It can be some opportunities coming to you for widening your career, for taking it in a new direction. It can also be because the 10th house is very much about your purpose, finding your purpose here on this planet, what you're here to do, and seeking that, looking for that, and then bringing that into your daily work. And that can be your work that earns you a living. But also our daily work is interacting with people in the supermarket, on the phone, on your mobiles. How are you interacting? Where are you shining? The solar eclipse wants you to shine. And that's what's being encouraged from these aspects, from these eclipses. And then on May the 16th, of course, the big news that Uranus comes into your sign, Taurus. So what does this mean? Well, Taurus, for you, it's got all the potential of a wonderful awakening. You're not going to be able to get into a rut. Sometimes Taurians have a wonderful way. They like just to know how things are going to turn out and have a plan and all of that. You might have to just throw some of your plans to the wind. Especially if the universe keeps giving you messages and you feel as though nothing's moving. This is an awakening. It's a breaking out. It's an opportunity to become free of all those burdens and things that, just, bring your energy down when you even think about them. So don't be afraid to take risks, Taurus. You're not the hugest risk taker in the zodiac. You're not known for risks. You usually say, well, can we afford it? That's the first thing you'd say, rather than, hey, you know what? Let's try this. But this is what Uranus is encouraging in you. It's going to be there for quite a few years. All right? So when it changes sign is when it's at its most powerful. I'm expecting global events to happen there around May, June time, and here a lot to happen for the wonderful Taurians. So use it as an opportunity for creating freedom, for the awakening in you. You're probably going to create a whole new look, a whole new being. It's an opportunity to reinvent yourself. It's very, very exciting. June the 26th to August the 27th, we've got Mars going retrograde here in Aquarius, in your 10th house. Retrograde, my little RXs. And retrograde in your 10th house. So Mars retrograde is an opportunity to rethink what you're putting your energy into, what you're doing with your time. Are you always just doing same old, and not seeing, not observing yourself well enough? Because when Mars is retrograde, it's a wonderful opportunity to observe your behaviour, to observe what you're doing. What are you doing with the people around you? So this is work environment especially, but also the people around you. How are you interacting? Are you getting angry? Are you getting irritated? What are you getting irritated about? And why? These are all wonderful questions to ask yourself with this Mars retro. Then July the 12th, we've got a solar eclipse happening in Cancer, here in your 3rd house, shining a light here on learning something new. You might be publishing a book, writing something. It's a wonderful opportunity for learning a new language. Could be a computer language, could be a physical language. It's a wonderful opportunity to create something in your neighbourhood with the people around you. All too often we don't connect with the people around us so much. How about connecting with those? And it's a wonderful opportunity for renewing networks, for creating some new networks of people around you. It could be business networks, play networks, romantic networks, internet dating. There's all kinds of things it can play into. That could be very exciting for you. Then on July 27th, we've got a lunar eclipse happening in Aquarius, up here. So again, the 10th house being activated, so whatever you start around the end of January, February, you may get another wave of energy coming in July, because on August the 11th, we've got the solar eclipse happening in Leo in your 4th. So this is going to be an opportunity for you this year to begin to balance your home, your family, your career, your work, being out there, being in there, your internal life. The 4th house is very much your internal journey. The 10th house is very much your external projection. And it's balancing those two. So this can be a very exciting year, and as long as you can become observant as to what your soul is calling for. This solar eclipse, solar eclipse is a soul calling. What is your soul calling you to do? Use it to meditate, use it to be peaceful, use it to be home, to be comfortable, to be home anywhere, to be able to make a home anywhere. Oh, it's all exciting, isn't it, Taurus? And then October the 5th to November the 17th, we've got Venus going retro. Initially in your relationship house, and then in your work house and your health house. So what does this mean? When Venus goes retrograde, it's an opportunity here in the 7th to reevaluate your relationships. Somebody from your past may come back into your life for closure, or it could be a whole new awakening of a relationship. It's also an opportunity to become observant how you behave in relationships, how you feel in your relationships. Do you feel loving? Do you feel loved? And then when it goes retrograde into your 6th house, an opportunity to reevaluate your finances. And also, how much do I enjoy my work? And do I feel like I'm serving? Do I feel like I'm helping in some way? Because we all need to feel as though we're contributing and being productive. That's tremendously important. And so that's going to be something to reevaluate with the Venus retrograde. And finally, November the 8th, we've got Jupiter going into Sagittarius, where it will stay for a year in your 8th house. This could be some very good news. It could be somebody giving you money, donating, investing in you, a grant, a scholarship. It's an opportunity for expanding trust, trust in life, trust in yourself, for opening up to being more intimate. It might open up your sexual life, your Kundalini energy may get opened up. All kinds of things could happen with that Jupiter into Sag in your 8th house. So you might want to have a reading about 2018, what it holds for you, or a channeling. Also, I've done a special about the retrogrades, simply because it's unusual to have Venus and Mars retro in the same year. Of course, we've got Mercury always goes retrograde at least 3 times a year. So I've done a free intro video, but also for just $25, you can buy 3 videos. It's over 45 minutes of airtime. And I go into detail about having Mercury, Venus, Mars in your natal chart. What does that mean? Or for somebody you know. The do's and don'ts. And also around the houses, so that you can use this as a resource to find out where it falls in your life time and time again. So it's not just a one-off thing that you could use. And now I just want to thank all of you so much for sharing, for commenting, for uplifting, for being encouraging. As I awaken on my journey, I feel that we're awakening together. The world is going to change significantly during 2018. There are going to be some wonderful opportunities for you, Taurus. And I'm very hopeful. Thank you very much for commenting, sharing, subscribing. Bye for now.